I'm just not smart. Unfortunately, these words are said more often than not, especially in schools. But today we're going to be taking a deeper look into why this is false. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Successfully Educated. I'm your host, Mr. Harris, and today we're going to be talking about the multiple intelligence theory, which proves that everyone's smart, just in different ways. Alright, so what is intelligence? We're going to be looking at this intelligence theory. We have to know what is intelligence. So intelligence, as Howard Gardner puts it, is the ability to solve problems or create products that are valued within one or more cultural settings. The multiple intelligence theory was developed by Howard Gardner, and he suggests that the tradition of measuring someone's intelligence using an IQ test was just inaccurate. In the words of the great Albert Einstein, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. And that's really important. So instead of saying that there's simply one intelligence, Gardner came to the conclusion that there are in fact 9 different intelligences. And actually, okay, so he came to an official conclusion that there are 7. However, there are 2 that are still kind of in the process of being officially confirmed as intelligences. And that's a shame because one of those is my intelligence. So yeah, but we're going to be talking about all 9 here. And they are Bodily-Kinesthetic, Interpersonal, Intrapersonal, Linguistic, Logical, Mathematical, Musical, and Spatial intelligence. And so those are the original 7. Now, the other 2 are Naturalistic and Existential intelligence. Still pending review. So the important thing to note about these intelligences is that every individual possesses all of the intelligences, and highly developed intelligences can be used in many ways to optimize your success. And it's always possible to improve upon and build on your intelligences in both intelligences that you're strong in and ones that you're weak in. So let's get into it. Let's learn how we are all intelligent in different ways. So the first intelligence we are going to dive into is called Bodily-Kinesthetic intelligence. Now this is for my athletes. And so this intelligence for you all focuses mostly on your ability to move and manipulate your body and objects within your environment in a proficient and coordinated manner. So some tips that you could use for Bodily-Kinesthetic is to try to focus on the performance of some of your movements and really pay attention to how you are moving in different situations. Now, when it comes to bodily kinesthetic intelligence in the learning environment, you want to make sure that you use gestures or try to carry around a stress ball when you're listening to something. Doodling also helps with this as well. You can also take short breaks to get up and move around or stretch during class time, if your teacher lets you. And then you can complete reports and other assignments by acting out skits or building models. Those are some ways that you can kind of really use that bodily kinesthetic intelligence to your advantage while you're in school. Number 2 is going to be interpersonal intelligence. Now, this one focuses really on how you build relationships with people and how you work with people. So in order to build up this intelligence, you're going to want to work on improving your relationships with others, observing others and how they act and react in certain situations, helping others whenever you get the opportunity, and then always look for opportunities to really grow and expand your network. When you're in school, talk. That is like the best thing for an interpersonal person. Talk. Talk with students, talk with teachers, talk with experts to learn more about the topics that you're covering in class. Form study groups so that you can work with your peers and really grasp the material a little better. So that's how you could use interpersonal to your advantage. Number 3, intrapersonal. This one includes the ability to self-reflect and understand your own emotions, fears, motivations, strengths, weaknesses. And the way to build that is number 1, reflect. Grab a journal. A journal can really help you so much as you're going through and reflecting. And it can also help you as you are focusing on those inner thoughts, that strength of yours to really check yourself and work within yourself. So reflect, set goals, be self-aware, and apply what you have learned. So when you're in school, grab a journal, have a journal to just to blog about your experience during school, or just journal write about your experience during school. And then practice taking mental breaks and check in with your emotions in order to really build up and work with that intrapersonal intelligence. Number 4, Musical intelligence. Okay, so musical intelligence. Musical intelligence includes the ability to play an instrument or sing, as well as a bunch of other skills, such as recognizing various tones, patterns, beats, and sounds, enjoying and analyzing music, understanding the musical structures, and creating melodies and rhythms. So that's the musical intelligence. So ways that you could build this intelligence is to, number one, listen to music, and then another one is to make music. Now, listening to music to focus can also help you build up this intelligence as well. So if you're in school, a couple of things that you could do is you could listen to music while you work, if your teacher allows you to. If you are using music to focus while studying, try to experiment with different styles of music to really find out which genre, what type really helps you focus and inspire you to complete your work. Next, linguistic. Okay, so linguistic intelligence. This is word smart. This is the people who tend to be able to understand language properly when you read, write, speak, use sign language and braille. So those areas are the areas in which you shine. And the best way to build that up is to read more, build your vocabulary, and explore humor. Those are ways that you can develop and build that intelligence. In the classroom, however, you can use this by underlining and highlighting words that are unfamiliar to you or that you just have not seen before, and then look them up as soon as you can. Then you also want to take elective classes like creative writing, drama, speech and debate. Any computer programming or foreign language classes are really going to help you build up that linguistic intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence. All right, so this intelligence focuses on being able to recognize patterns and understand and appreciate the different groups of things within the environment, such as like plants, animals, people, structures, weather patterns, landscapes, noticing those patterns there. So the best way to start to develop this is by, number one, spending time in nature. And then while you're spending time in nature, number two, you're going to want to practice categorizing things that you notice. As I mentioned before, plants, animals, people, structures, weather patterns, landscapes. Being able to categorize those is going to really help you as you strengthen and develop up that naturalistic intelligence. Finally, getting involved in an environmental cause will really help you get in tune with that naturalistic intelligence. So when you're in school, however, if you could try to work in environments that allow you to be out in nature. So if you can go do your homework outside, that would help you become a little more efficient as you are working through that, and it'll help you build that naturalistic intelligence. Also, asking your teachers for connections. This works really well in English and history. So if you ask your English teacher if there are any opportunities to focus your reading and writing in nature, they'll be able to help you with that. And if you ask your history teacher if there are any conditions in which weather has affected things that go on. So if you ask about the Russian weather in World War II, that's a big event that could really help you connect to the material in a different way. The next intelligence is logical mathematical. So this one deals with the idea to reason inductively and deductively. Whoa, Mr. Harris, you just said a bunch of big words. Can you slow it down for me? Absolutely. So inductive reasoning is the ability to make conclusions based off of observation, so things that you notice or see. Where deductive reasoning is the ability to make conclusions based off of a hypothesis. The thing with this intelligence is because it deals with inductive and deductive reasoning, it's most commonly linked to school success. So this is typically what somebody would consider smart. And that brings us back to at the beginning where it says, I'm not that smart. No, your logical mathematical intelligence is probably just a little lower, but you can still develop and build that. So ways that you can build and develop your logical mathematical intelligence is, number one, online puzzles. Practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. Studying. Real world examples of math and science in the real world. If you find articles and things like that you can actually see and see how math actually works in the real world, how science actually works in the real world, rather than developing this mindset of I'm never going to use this, look at how it's actually used in the real world. And then that'll help you build that connection. And then have strong reasoning for valid conclusions that you make. Now, if you're using this in school, number one, you're going to want to become familiar with the fallacies of logic. Those are extremely fun, and I hope one day that I can make a video on them because they are very exciting, but highly recommend looking them up. They're really cool. The fallacies of logic, it's so much fun to bring up in discussions and debates and conversations. It's really great. And then Also, share your problem solving analytical strategies with other people so that they can help you improve on them. Teachers are really, really good at understanding how your problem solving abilities work. And then also look for patterns if you're trying to boost your logical mathematical intelligence. Look for patterns if you're trying to boost your logical mathematical intelligence. It will help you so much. Next, spatial intelligence. Okay, so this intelligence deals with the ability to identify objects accurately and change and recreate images and recognize how shapes and objects relate to one another. So it's very, very visual. So in order to develop this intelligence, you're going to want to use visual images, perform hands-on activities. So in school, whenever you're taking notes or studying, create a mind map. See my previous video for that. Create a mind map or a concept map, charts, diagrams, anything visual that'll help conceptualize the information will help you in this area, especially if you're strong in spatial intelligence. So if you take elective courses like art, marketing and advertising, dance, video, production, woodworking, things like that are really going to help you with that spatial element. And then find out what assignments your teachers will allow you to hand in as a visual representation. And then finally, my intelligence, existential. So this one deals with the ability to question yourself and the world around you. So the way to build this one up is questioning others, questioning yourself, being able to ask big questions, and being comfortable with no answer when you simply don't have the answers to that question that you ask. So in school, when you are learning new topics, and you should probably think about the following questions. Number one, what other topics do I know of that are similar to this topic? What are the larger themes that this topic might fit under? How can I connect this to the real world? And finally, why is this important? Asking those questions is really going to help the existential learner understand the world around them and really understand the school world, understand themselves, understand others. So this was a simple overview of the 9 intelligences created by Howard Gardner. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. If there is a intelligence that you were kind of like, this is interesting, but I'd love for you to go in depth with it a little more, leave a comment below, and I'll definitely look into it, and we can explore and learn together so that we can all be successfully educated.